Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is April 29th, and did the Mexico City series help right the Astros? And how about these Minnesota Twins? Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today? On a Monday here, the weekend has come and gone, and it's provided us with some great moments from some of these ball games here. Walk-offs, Mexico City series, a lot of fun over the weekends. Getting it out of the way quick, I have woken up with a scratchy voice and an awful sickness, so I'm just gonna let it play out, and unfortunate that I am going to be sick in today's episode, but hopefully it's just today and I'll be better by Friday. But I'm a little tired and a little sick, so it's going to be a rough one. So bear with me as we get through this, 35 to an hour minute episode here. I want to kind of get through this, so let's just dive into our series recap. All right, now leading us off, we have the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, and it is Boo City as the boos rain from the Toronto fans as Shohei comes to the plate. They were booing even harder after he launched a solo shot to open up the series. He takes flight in Toronto. This game got ugly quick. A 6-run third inning plus home runs from Muncy and Will Smith help out the Dodgers. They take the opener 12-2. Another quick start by the Dodgers had them up 4. And with the Blue Jays struggling right now, they can't catch up. The Jays losing streak and now at 5. The Dodgers take another one 4-2. Final game though, Gosman has his first start that looks more like himself from last year. Alejandro Kirk hits his first home run of the year. The Jays end their losing streak and avoid the sweep to the Dodgers with the win 3-1. Cubs and Red Sox. Shota Imanga continues to roll as another nice start has him 4-0 on the year with a sub-1 ERA. The Cubs score 3 in the 7th to put this one away. They take the first game 7-1. The Red Sox offense was rolling in this one as Tyler O'Neill hit his second home run of the series and a home run from Cedane Rafaela. They scored 6 runs in an inning twice in both the 5th and the 8th. The Red Sox roll for a slaughter 17-0. And in that final game, the Red Sox were up 4-0 after 6 in this rubber match, but in the 8th, Mike Tauchman hit a game-tying 3-run home run, but that would be all of the Cubs' magic in this one, as in the 9th inning, Boston would walk it off on a Tyler O'Neill single as he continues to have a big part of the 2024 Boston Red Sox, who end up taking 2 of 3 versus the Cubs as they win it in walk-off fashion 5-4. A's and Oilers here. Shea Langelaris and Cedric Mullins both homer in the opener here as Baltimore would be up 1 entering the 9th before Abraham Toro tied it with a double, sending us to extras where Brent Rooker doubled to get the go-ahead run in the 10th. And then Mason Miller, straight heat, shuts down the O's, and Oakland gets the winner over the Oilers as they beat them 3-2. 7 scoreless from Cole Irvin in Game 2 and 3 home runs from Adley Rutschman, Ryan Mountcastle, and Gunnar Henderson. That leads the way for the O's as they win, tying up the series 7-0. And in the final game, Seth Brown, Tyler Nelvin, homer for the A's. Adley Rutschman, Ryan Mountcastle, both homer again for the O's in back-to-back games. And they're joined by Ramon Urias with his first of the year. That made it a 1-run lead entering the 9th inning for Baltimore, but the kid, Kyle McCann, connects for a no-doubt 2-run home run that gave Oakland the lead in the 9th. They would hold on to that lead, and surprise, surprise, Oakland, in their last 7 games against the New York Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles, the 2 best teams in the AL East, end up taking 4 of 7 versus them. Very impressive. 2 of 3 against the O's here. They beat them 7-6. Whoa, is that a surprise? Well, here's more surprise. It's the Rays and the White Sox. Tommy Pham makes his White Sox debut, and you know what? That would be a weird one. It's a weird game when Martin Maldonado is going yard for the White Sox, his first home run of the year. Eloy also goes deep The White Sox score 7 runs in the last 3 innings to elevate their game. They get the series opener versus Tampa, taking it 9-4. Down 3-0, Andrew Benintendi's first home run of the year, a 3-run shot that ties it. Austin Stenton hits his first career MLB home run in the game for the Rays. And after 9, we would be tied and head into extras, where Tampa would take the lead on a wild pitch. But to everyone's surprise, it's Andrew Benintendi again, his second home run of the game, a 2-run walk-off shot, giving the White Sox their first back-to-back wins on the year. They beat the Rays again, 8-7. And in this final game, Eric Fedde, he's looked great with the White Sox. He gave it all he had to hold Tampa to 2 runs, and then a 2-run single by Andrew Benintendi in the 8th. That's the difference in this one as well. Am I seeing that right? The 2024 Chicago White Sox not only beat the Rays in the series, they sweep them. For an incredible weekend for the White Sox, they take it 4-2. Royals and Tigers, a great pitchers duel here to open up the series between Seth Lugo and Reese Olson would end after 7 strong innings, with the only run being a Bobby Witt sac fly, and that was the only run until the Royals added 7 runs in the 9th inning to bury the Tigers alive. They beat them 8-0. The difference in Game 2 was in the 7th inning as the Tigers scored 5 runs, including a 3-run home run from Matt Vierling. They even up the series with the win 6-5. And in the final game, it's Winseal Perez hitting his first MLB home run of his career. Tarek Skubal continues to shove. Jake Rogers goes deep in it as well. Tigers take 2 of 3 from the Royals. They win it 4-1. Twins and Angels now. Bailey Ober with a good start. Carlos Santana's second home run of the year is what the Twins needed. As they stay in control in this one, they take the first game 5-3. The Twins were all over the Halos as they scored 3 runs in 4 different innings. Carlos Santana slowly getting hot. Max Kepler, Ryan Jeffers, 3 of them all homer in this one. The Twins beat the Sox out of the Angels. They win it 16-5. Another day, another blowout win for the Twins as they won this one without hitting any home runs. And with this win, the Twins sweep the Angels, have back-to-back sweeps. They've won 7 straight, and despite all that, they're still 4th in the AL Central, but don't let them get hot. They win it 11-5. D-backs and Mariners now. Home runs were the name of the game here in the opener. Josh Rojas, Mitch Garver, Mitch Haniger all go deep for the Mariners, with Haniger's being a grand slam. The Mariners take the first game 6-1. The difference in the second game was a Ty France home run in the 7th, as that 2-run shot would eventually bring home a Mariners win. They take it 3-1. And in the final game, Josh Rojas homers again for the Mariners, but the home run from Christian Walker would help the D-backs out as they end up beating the Mariners in that final game. They avoid the sweep. Diamondbacks take it 3-2. Reds and Rangers, 2 solo shots were all Texas needed in the opener. Evan Carter and Marcus Semien go deep for the Rangers, who come away with the first game with the win 2-1. Jonathan India with a huge game for the second game. He went 4 for 4 with 4 RBIs and his first home run of the year. As Will Benson joins him in the home run column, the Reds had an 8-0 lead after 8 innings that would hold on. They even the series up with the win 8-4. Adolis Garcia, a 2-run shot, and then Wyatt Langford gets a 2-run inside the park home run for his first home run of his MLB career. Can't say I've seen that one before. His first home run stays in the ballpark. Texas wins their road match. They take 2 of 3 from the Reds, and they win it 4-3. Guardians and Braves now, a series of the top teams in the league right now. Guardians in the AL, Braves in the NL, and it starts with a leadoff home run from Steven Kwan, who's having a great year so far. The Braves, though, score 3 runs in the 4th, and later it's Orlando Arcia hitting a home run to keep this one out of reach from the Guardians. The Braves take it 6-2. Tied at 0 entering the 8th after a strong pitching duel between Tanner Bybee and Charlie Morton. Both teams scored 2 runs in the 8th after the starters leave, and we would head to extras where in the 11th The Guardians score 2 runs and hold the Braves in their half. They get the extra innings win on the road to even up the series at 4-2. And down 2 entering the 8th, the Braves score those 2 runs, end up tying it, and we head back into extras for a second straight game. This time, the Braves come out on top as Austin Riley delivers the walk-off single. The Braves take 2 of 3 from the Guardians. They win it on the final walk-off fashion, 4-3. Nationals and Marlins here. The difference in this series opener came in the 8th inning, where Joey Meneses broke the tie game with a 2-run single. That would be the rest of the scoring in this one. The Nationals get the win over the Finns, 3-1. The Nationals score 5 runs in the 5th thanks to a grand slam from Jesse Winker. Keibert Ruiz and Nick Senzel both go deep in the game too, and the Nationals get another win. They beat the Marlins 11-4. Jazz Chisholm hits a grand slam in the 1st, a part of a 6-run frame for the Marlins to get them a hot start. A man on Twitter stated that they would blow the lead by the 5th inning, and lo and behold, he was right. The Nationals score 5 runs in the 4th and 4 runs in the 5th to turn a 7-0 deficit and turn it into a 9-7 lead. Nick Senzel homers twice in the game, a total of 3 in the series. The Nationals take all 3 so far versus the Marlins. They play one more game today and look for the 4-game sweep over the Marlins, who look to avoid that happening. They lose that one 12-9. Cardinals and Mets. Good news, Mets fans. JD Martinez is officially here and making his Met debut. He goes 2 for 4 with an RBI in his debut. Unfortunately, the Cardinals lead this one as home runs from Alec Burleson and Wilson Contreras. They both go deep. The Cardinals take the game as they beat the Mets in the opener 4-2. The Mets debut their City Connects, and well, they end up falling behind by 6. They would try and fight it as the Polar Bear, Pete Alonso, hits his 200th career home run in this one, but the Mets come up short and lose it on their debut Jersey night, 7-4. Lindor's home run in the 6th, though, in Game 3 would tie up a game, and it would stay tied until extras, where after the Cardinals scored a run in the 11th inning, the Mets would answer with a Harrison Bader single to tie it back up, and then put this one in the books as Mark Vientos launches the walk-off 2-run home run. The Mets avoid the sweep and win one over the Cardinals, who win that game in walk-off fashion, 4-2. Yankees and Brewers. This game started homer heavy as Juan Soto, Alex Verdugo homer for the Yankees, Joey Ortiz and Blake Perkins homer for the Brewers, Trent Grisham then homers for the Yankees, and after all of that, we would still need extras. Both teams score a run in the 10th, but in the 11th, the Brewers hold the Yankees and walk them off on a Joey Ortiz single. They end up getting the win 7-6. The Yankees, though, didn't take kindly to that loss because they come back and score 15 runs in both games. The first game featured home runs from Verdugo, Judge, and Rizzo and Stanton. That's right, 4 Yankees go deep. They win Game 2 15-3. And the other game was another 15 runs, and this time it was Judge, Volpe, and Rizzo who homer and go deep in that one. And for Rizzo, that was his 300th career home run, so a couple of milestones for some Yankee players. The Yankees take 2 of 3. They win it 15-5. Pirates and Guardians now. A thriller to start the series, as after 8 we would be tied 0-0. 2 great starts from the young pitchers, Quinn Priester from the Pirates, I hope I pronounced that, and Kyle Harrison for your Giants. This game would end in the 9th, though, as Patrick Bailey crushes the walk-off 3-run home run. For the only runs in this one, the Giants take it 3-0. And similar enough to the first game, we are heading to extras, well, close enough to extras, tied with the low score of 1-1 in the 10th inning. The Pirates, the Buccos, back-to-back bombs. Brian Reynolds, Ke'Bryan Hayes go back-to-back for the lead. Jorge Soler would go deep in the Giants' half, but a 2-run shot wouldn't cut it. They end up a run short. The Pirates even the series with the win 4-3. And in the final game, it's Thairo Estrada and Mike Yastrzemski who both go deep. The Giants take care of business and take 2 of 3 from the Pirates, winning it 3-2. Phillies and Padres now. Kyle Schwarber, leadoff bomb Bryce Harper, dad strength home run, and JT Realmuto as well. The Phillies cruised their way to the win. They beat the Padres 9-3. Alec Bohm, homer number 4 on the year as he drives in 4 of the Phillies' 5 runs that lead them to the win, with Ranger Suarez pitching another gem on the mound. They take it 5-1. And in the final game, the Bryson Stott hits 2 home runs. Realmuto hits another home run in the series. And despite home runs from Jake Cronenworth and Luis Campusano for your Padres, they come up short. Padres have a tough weekend. They get swept by the Phillies, who end up winning that last game 8-6. Last series of the weekend here, and we are flying our way into Mexico City. Astros and Rockies. Welcome to the Mexico series between these two teams, and it would start off with a Ryan McMahon home run for the Rockies, but it wouldn't end with him, as we get to look at what we were expecting from the Astros all year long. Yordan Alvarez hits 2 home runs, Kyle Tucker hits 1, and the Astros are all over the Rockies with 12 runs on 15 hits. They take the first game 12-4. Framber Valdez returns from the IL and has a nice start, while Kyle Tucker, Jose Altuve, and Jeremy Pena all homer for the Astros. They come to Mexico, they look like themselves, and win both games versus the Rockies. Let's just hope they bring that back to America and start looking like the big bad Astros. They win it. They sweep the Mexico series against the Rockies 8-2. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but we're heading to the Chicago White Sox game for the game of the weekend against Tampa. We're doing a Saturday's game. The Rays started it off strong. Jose Caballero, a single in the second, made it 1-0, and then in the fourth, Richie Palacios hits home run number 3 on the year to make it 3-0. But then in the bottom of the fourth, hello Andrew Benintendi. Low numbers in his on his year. He's been struggling, but he hits home run number 1, a 3-run shot. That ties the game. Then in the top of the fifth, Austin Shenton, his first career MLB home run. That makes it 4-3. Tampa, they take the lead back. But then in the bottom of the fifth, here come the White Sox. Gavin Sheets, a ground rule double, ties the game. Andrew Vaughn then reaches on a fielder's choice. That makes it 5-4. Then Andrew Benintendi, he'll single in a run, making it 6-4 White Sox. Then in the top of the sixth, with 2 runners on, Randy Arozarena delivers a 2-run double. That ties up the game at 6-6. And we would head into the extra innings where the Rays score in the top of the 10th on a wild pitch. And then in the bottom of the 10th, with Rafael Ortega on, Andrew Benintendi launches his second home run of the game, his second home run of the year. It's a 2-run walk-off home run in extras, and the White Sox win their first back-to-back games on the year. They won Friday, they won Saturday, and hey, they also swept. They take Saturday's game of the weekend, 8-7 in extras, your final in walk-off fashion. Alrighty, where to start with the baseball news? I'll tell you, in Toronto, the offseason brought us a funny meme, or a funny, well, for John Morosi, it was funny. John Morosi, the one day in December that caused panic in baseball, as everyone thought Ohtani was on a plane heading to Toronto to sign with the Blue Jays, turned out to all be a hoax. Kind of all stemming and circling, and that whole day started from John Morosi, of course. Really stupid on his part, but hey, it made a very interesting series here for the Dodgers and Blue Jays, as of course the Dodgers took a trip to Toronto. So Ohtani was on a flight heading to Toronto, and the Jays faithful were booing him. Kind of surprised by that, to be honest. You know, it's the negotiations and the whole process is part of the game, obviously. He is the best in baseball right now. And obviously, you know, Toronto fans would have loved to have him join the team. But yeah, he doesn't. Ends up with the Dodgers. They boo him in the first game. He hits an absolute tank. And by absolute tank, I mean it's just a really high home run. For home run on the year. And then in the second game, he's getting booed again. Well, he was been booed all series. But that second game, he hit the hardest ball of his career at 119.2 miles an hour. So a big weekend here in Toronto for Ohtani. Kind of makes you think, what if he did sign with the Blue Jays, if he'd be hitting as good as he did in the Rogers Center in this series. Of course, during the home run in the first game, Dodgers Twitter took to X, I guess, Dodgers Twitter, with the quote that Shohei takes flight in Toronto. It's just funny, you can laugh at it kind of now as like a haha joke. Obviously, still kind of stings a little bit if you're a Toronto fan, but it is what it is. The events have unfolded. Ohtani's done his damage, and he heads back away from Toronto. So, yeah, it was just funny to have that kind of be part of the story, I guess, of the week. MLB, this is a big one. I am so happy about this. MLB has announced that changes are happening to the uniform. They're going to be making these changes. Let me tell you, it's super great for baseball here. After numerous weeks of players complaining and fans upset, the changes that they will include the large lettering on the back of the jerseys again. They're going to fix up the mismatched grays on the tops and bottoms, and they're addressing issues of the jerseys collecting the sweat. This is big. This is going to be huge. It didn't say exactly when these changes were going to roll out and happen here. But it's really great for baseball, I think. Hopefully it's sometime during this year, if not for next year. But still, to have MLB hear our complaints and hear the players upset and all of this stuff, and for them to actually finally say something. They haven't said anything about it from the beginning of the year onward. It's a great look. In my opinion, it's a great look for baseball, that they're going to be making these changes and doing what is right for the jerseys and right for the fans and players. So big ups MLB on this one. Definitely some big news there. Really excited and happy, to say the least. I think this is a great one. The Cubs and the Red Sox, they were playing a series, and that's not all they were doing, as they make a trade. The Cubs are sending Garrett Cooper across the clubhouse, I guess, during that series, into the Boston Red Sox clubhouse in exchange for some cash. So obviously Boston just need that first baseman right now, because he's been playing all right so far. To be fair, Garrett Cooper in this year with the Cubs in 12 games, he's gone 10 for 37, a triple, a home run. He's driven in 6, a 270 batting average, a 774 OPS. Obviously, the Cubs weren't playing him daily. Red Sox, with the injury to Tristan Casas, needed a little bit of a first baseman help. They find a way to make the move work. And, good for the Red Sox there to kind of help their team out right now. They were sitting in this situation where, it's still early in the year, but how far can they take a team? Tyler O'Neill, how hot is he going to stay? Because he's been on fire for the Red Sox here. So things to keep in mind here as our season unfolds. The Mets debuted their City Connect jersey, and it looked really good. The helmet, especially, if you haven't seen the picture of the helmet on the game day, it looked great. I like the way how the bridges, like the stitching, not stitching on the helmet, but like the piping, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, on the helmet. It stands up. It's very. It looked like it's a nice helmet to feel and touch up. Like that's just off of looks. The only thing I didn't like about the Met City Connect, and I do really like the jerseys. I think it's really good for New York. It's nice, the purple with the line and everything. Obviously, I'm not from New York, but it seems like there is some nice, like, ambiance to the city of New York. The only thing I didn't like in the game was that the Cardinals were wearing their gray uniforms, obviously being the road team. That needs to not happen. The gray versus gray is just an ugly look. I didn't like watching the highlights. I didn't get a chance to watch the game. Did watch the highlights. It looked bad. I didn't like the way it clashed correctly. So if the Mets are going to be at home wearing their City Connect jerseys, the away team needs to wear the alternate. It needs to be colors. It needs to be different, because the Mets, the gray versus gray didn't sit right with me. It's still upsetting me just thinking about it right now. So yeah, definitely gonna pass on that. And as I'm talking now here, recording, I was just checking my phone because things are happening. The Rays have now shown off their City Connect jerseys. So sticking with tune here. And I'm looking at the photos now. I have a picture here of Yanni Diaz and Randy Arozarena on my phone. This might be my new favorite City Connect jersey. This looks amazing. If you go, when you're listening to this, if you haven't seen it, go look at these jerseys. The back of the jersey is so, I like it. I'll tell you right now, this is not going to be a fan. I don't know if it's going to be a fan favorite. This is the type of jersey where it's like a specific niche that gets hit. And it's oh my god, look at the logo. Okay. To describe it the best way I can, it's a very cool cool colored jersey. They've got greens, they've got blues, they got purples. The back, the player's last name, or Rosarena in this case, the font's just a nice neon green. The jersey numbers, the top of it goes from purple to green. It's actually a really clean jersey. I like this one a lot. The pants has the Tampa Bay Devil Ray skateboarding, which is even cooler. Like it's just a really cool jersey. The photos are incredible as well. So definitely gonna be probably one of my favorite jerseys of the City Connect variant, because these actually go insanely hard. I really like these jerseys. So that is the Rays City Connect and the Mets City Connect debut. Rays unveil theirs. All right, now let's indulge in these Minnesota Twins and their heater of a week here. The Twins have won 7 straight back-to-back sweeps, which is always very nice. They swept the Angels here. And they've got something interesting. We've seen all kinds of things from when the home run celebration stuff started happening. The home run jacket, the shopping cart, the trident, the Red Sox hockey stick, or the Red Wings for the Detroit Tigers. Among many other ways to celebrate home runs and big moments in games. The Baltimore's bird shower stuff there. And the Twins have a home run sausage now. And it's very interesting. So Kyle Farmer received a sausage from an endorsement he did last year, I think. It's something along the lines of that. Not sure how, but he ends up with the sausage. He says it was in his locker. He didn't want to eat it, so he put it on the table. And instead of eating it, the hitting coach placed it in the dugout bat rack, and it's been there ever since. Ryan Jeffers has started to throw it to the teammates following big hits and home runs, and just be throwing it at the player. On the game on Saturday, Carlos Santana hit a home run, and you just see the sausage just come flying into frame as he jumps and catches the sausage. Like, it's really weird, and it's not like a little hot dog sausage, or like, I don't know how if you haven't seen it. It's a big, like, meaty, like, for what it is for sausage and everything. It is a big packaged sausage. Rocco there it is. Rocco Baldelli, manager of the Twins, says it's bringing him lots of hits and runs, so he's all for it. He's saying to be the grown-up, though, of things, like, it hasn't been refrigerated. It's been out for probably a few days now, and eventually that package will rip, and someone's gonna get, meat sausage. I don't know what the words are here, but to say the least, that the Twins are winning, and they're scoring a lot of runs in all 7 games. They've put up more than 5 runs, I believe. The last 2 against the Angels, 15 runs, 11 runs. So some big moments here, and a big turning point for the Twins on the year. It doesn't help that the Tigers, who are above them, have won 2, and of course the Guardians and Royals got off to such hot starts that they haven't really done much damage in terms of moving up in the division, but still, winning 7 straight has put them over 500 at 14-13, and they've pulled away from the White Sox, even though the White Sox, with their sweep, but still, 8-2 in their last 10. They've been playing a great brand of baseball. They play the White Sox again this week, and that should help them continue that win streak. So Minnesota's on the rise right now. Don't let them get hot. Cleveland, Kansas City, Tigers, watch your back, because the boys with the sausage are hot on your tails, to say the very least. The Mexico City series, what do we got for you here? Well, we've got the Astros looking like themselves. Did this help them? Perhaps. First thing to note, obviously, Mexico City, beautiful place. The photos and everything, the great moments for the teams and everything, and all of that going, happening. The players loved it. Both Astros, Rockies, the fans were there. It was really enjoyable to watch. You always love to see these international series be played. The Astros have been struggling with their pitching staff and all this stuff, but in these two games, they looked a little bit more proper. They put up 20 runs in both, or not in both games, but combined put up 20 runs, 8 in the second game, 12 in the first. And they looked good. Yordan Alvarez, 2 home runs in the series, and 2 home runs in the first game. Kyle Tucker hits a home run in both games. Altuve, Pena joined him, so the offense was obviously there, as it should be. But even the pitching was pretty nice for the Astros overall here. Blanco touched up 5 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and the bullpen from there took over. They let Josh Hader get the second game. He came out to, it was a blowout game, kind of. It was 8-2. The Astros had just put up 4 runs in the 8th inning. So, to be fair, it was 4-2, and then they scored a bunch of runs. Framber Valdez, he is back in his return. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and 6 Ks. That's pretty good. The rest of the bullpen, though, was great. Montero, Brian Abreu, Presley, and Hader all pitched an inning. Either struck out 2 batters and gave up a hit, struck out a batter, gave up a hit. So the bullpen looked good. Montero, Abreu, Presley, Hader, they looked strong together. 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, and 5 strikeouts there. So, it was just a good series. It was the Astros that looked like the Astros, and I guess the question now is, do they come back and play like themselves or be the team that they've been for the last 7 years? The hopeful answer is yes, because how much fun would it be now to see the Astros go on a complete and utter tear to retake the AL West division right now? Yes, it's still early, but that's what we're banking on here. So overall, it was a great series. I'm sure the Rockies had a great time as well, despite, falling both games. But yeah, Mexico City series. Good job. Okie dokie now. It is time for our hot and colds of the weekend here, and we've got a player who is more than hot right now. Alec Bohm for your Phillies. He's 17 for 30 with 8 doubles, a home run, 9 RBIs, 6 runs, a 1.514 OPS. 8 doubles in a week is crazy. 17 hits as well, but he's also gotten a couple extra inning games and had a couple extra bats than some of the other players. He is our hottest player for sure. Eduardo Julien with your Twins, 9 for 22, 3 doubles, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, 7 runs, a 1.455 OPS. He's touching up the sausage. Anthony Rizzo, 11 for 27, 2 doubles, 4 home runs, helping him get to his milestone 300th home run of his career. He's picked up 7 RBIs and 8 runs this week as well. A 1.355 OPS for him. Mark Canha with your Tigers. He's 10 for 23, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 5 runs, a 1.283 OPS. And then Mookie Betts rounds things off, batting 500, 13 for 26, 3 doubles, a triple, 4 RBIs, 5 runs. Didn't strike out all week. Good for him. A 1.267 OPS. And now he switched to the cold. And unlike Mookie Betts, who struck out 0 times, Yaimer Candelario is in a big slump right now for the Reds. This week, he was 0 for 19 with 12 strikeouts. Big yikes. Paul DeJong with your White Sox, 3 for 22, 11 strikeouts. Vinny Pasquantino, 1 for 21 with 5 Ks. Josh Bell with your Marlins, 2 for 23 with 4 Ks. And then Jackson Chourio with your Brewers, the young rookie, has a tough week, 3 for 21 with 9 strikeouts there. Not the idealist stuff here if you're a Brewers fan. injury updates. Here we go. Not a big list for once. Just a couple names here. Wade Miley with your Brewers. It is said that he will have Tommy John surgery. He will be shut down for the year. And, he's up there in age. Wade Miley is. He said already that he will, he's going to go for the surgery. He's going to go for the rehabbing process and do all that stuff and make a decision when he's healthy if he's going to continue his big league career. He had 2 starts this year. He's going to be 38 next year. So, I mean, it's going to be tricky for Wade Miley. You'd love to see him at least get one more game in the big leagues, but you never know. Maybe we've already watched Wade Miley's last game in the big league career. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And then I haven't seen anything else on this, but Zach Gallen, after one of his starts, after his start with the D-backs against the Mariners this weekend, he left with the trainer after throwing a pitch in the 6th inning. Not sure if it was announced as anything else, but I thought I would mention it because in case Zach Gallen, of course, his start's going to come up this week. If he's unable to pitch and he gets moved to the IL, that's just another pitcher on the IL, which is crazy how bad things have gotten this year with those pitchers. So just an ear out there for Diamondbacks fans and for Zach Gallen. Our outstanding performances for the week. We had a good list of guys here. We got a lot of guys who were pitching like fire. I might have to toughen up my criteria with what is considered an outstanding performance here. Seth Lugo, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 9 Ks. Reese Olson was the pitching matchup, pitcher's duel matchup with him. Did get the loss, but 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 9 Ks. So very similar, if not the exact same stat line. It is the exact same stat line. Look at that. Chris Sale, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 Ks. The 1 earned run being the Stephen Kwan home run to open up the series. Kyle Harrison, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 7 Ks. Quinn Priester with your Pirates, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Shota Imanga, 6.1 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 Ks. Cole Irvin, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 5 Ks. Hunter Green, 7 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Tanner Bybee, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 9 Ks. Charlie Morton, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks. That was another pitching matchup there between those two teams, those two players. Ranger Suarez is always going to be on this list. 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, no walk, 8 Ks. He might be the Cy Young favorite right now, him or Zach Wheeler. Jordan Hicks with your Giants, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 9 Ks. George Kirby, I think his best start of the season, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 12 Ks. Kevin Gausman, his best start of the season for sure, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 5 Ks. Jose Quintana, 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 3 Ks. Tarek Skubal, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. Tanner Hyuk, 6.2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 9 Ks. And then Eric Fedde to get the White Sox their sweep and their first 3-game winning streak on the year. 8 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 9 Ks. A big list of outstanding performances, but that is all of them for your weekend here, the outstanding performances. Alrighty, here now our standings check for the week here. AL East, the Yankees still atop at 19-10. Baltimore a game back at 17-10. And guess what? Spoiler alert, these two teams face off this week. big ones. The Blue Jays are in 4th after a slumpy 5-game losing streak. They won yesterday, though, to break that. They're 4-6 in their last 10. Boston is 6-4 in their last 10 in 3rd place still. And Tampa, after getting swept by the White Sox, are 3-7 in their last 10 and sit at the bottom at 13-6. Yeah, tough stuff there. The Central, the Guardians, 19-9, still atop. They're 1 win away from the first 20-win team on the year, but that can be said for the Braves, the Phillies, and the Yankees, all with 19 wins. The Royals still in 2nd, 2.5 games back. They're 5-5 in their last 10 at 17-12. Tigers have won 2 straight. They're 16-12. Twins, of course, still in 4th, but are 8-2 in the last 10. That 7-game winning streak, touching up that sausage. They're 14-13. And the White Sox, still a very bad team at 6-22, but hey, a 3-game winning streak, that's beautiful. That is art right there for the White Sox, so good for them there. AL West, Mariners still atop, 15-13, 7-3 in their last 10. Rangers, 15-14, half a game back of your Mariners. How about your Oakland A's? We're nearly 30 games into the season here, and Oakland sits 3rd in the AL West at 12-17. They've had some surprising players come up and perform for them, Mason Miller being the one that comes off the top of your head, but still, surprising stuff from Oakland. Angels, 10-18, are in 4th, and then the Astros, despite taking those 2 games against the Rockies in Mexico, they're still 1 game below a double-digit number. They're 9-19. They have yet to win double-digit wins yet. And hopefully, they play Cleveland. They play the best team in the AL right now. So a big series there for the Astros. The NL East, the Braves and Phillies both have 19 wins, but the Braves have played 3 less games than the Phillies have. Braves at 19-7, Phillies at 19-10, a game and a half back of the Braves. But those Phillies are hot. They've won 4 straight. They're 8-2 in their last 10. Of course, the Braves are 8-2 in their last 10 also. Mets and Nationals are separated by a game. The Mets are 14-13, Nationals 13-14, a game back. Nats have won 3 straight and looking for the 4-game sweep over the Marlins, who have lost 6. They're 2-8 on the year, or 2-8 in the last 10, and they're 6-23. Right now, they are the worst team in baseball. Because of the White Sox sweep, the Marlins are now worse than the White Sox, so it's time to kind of write them off already. I had high hopes for them this year, too. Big, unfortunate stuff there from Miami. NL Central, the Brewers and the Cubs separated by half a game. 17-10 are your Brewers, 17-11 are your Cubs, and hey, spoiler alert, these 2 teams face off this week. That's going to be another great series. Reds are comfy in 3rd at 15-13. Pirates, 14-15 are in 4th, and then the Cardinals half a game back of them at 13-15. Your NL West, your Dodgers have slowly started to click a little bit more now, but they still need to be better. They're 18-12 on the year. 3.5 games up on your Giants, who move into the 2nd spot at 14-15, a game under 500. Padres at 14-17 sit 3rd. Diamondbacks at 13-16. They need to get up right now. Rockies at 7-21. The NL West needs to pick up the pace. These were supposed to have 4 contenders, and you got 3 of them under 500. Let's go, guys. You gotta pick it up. But that is your standings check. And that will take us now to our upcoming series here for the week. And yeah, we had a couple of spoilers in the standings check here. Of course, the Nationals and the Marlins will play 1 more game today to finish up their 4-game set. Yankees at Baltimore. That's going to be the big one for me. Circle that one. Watch these games if you're a casual baseball fan. If you just like if you like watching good baseball, because this series will have it. Giants at Red Sox. The Royals at the Blue Jays. Can the Blue Jays kind of revenge themselves after losing 3 or 4 to the Royals last week? Twins at White Sox. A good chance for the Twins to continue their winning streak. Cardinals at Tigers. Guardians at Astros. Can the Astros at home win some games? Phillies at Angels. Nationals at Rangers. Pirates at A's. Braves at Mariners. So Jared Kelenic gets to face off the Mariners. Rockies at Marlins. So, two teams that are kind of not great at baseball. One of them will win some games. Cubs at Mets. That's going to be a fun one. Rays at Brewers. The Cubs and Brewers will face off later in the week. I think of the weekend. Cubs at Mets, Rays at Brewers. The Reds at the Padres. And we ended off with the Dodgers at the D-backs. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for our episode here today. We kind of needed to get through this one, and we get through it in a simple manner, I would say. Hopefully the voice comes out okay, and hopefully it's not too bad. I think I did okay. I feel as soon as I started the episode and started going through the series recap, I felt like my voice did get a little bit clearer as I was speaking, but maybe the mic didn't pick that up and was like, nope, your voice is going to be dog today. That's all I've got. I appreciate you all. Thank you, everybody, so much. I will see you on Friday.